So this one, when he first started, he just sell it for $97. So when he sat down with me in the MOTD session and all that, when I go through with him, I tell him this is underpriced. So I tell him, this one at this price is really too cheap. So based on this, you should price it a certain amount. So I told him try 297.
297 from 97.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. And at the same time, these 5 things that he's offering, I asked him to improve it, to a certain level lah. And if you can do all of this from 297, charge to 597. If you can add on another few more things, everything is perfectly done. The whole thing complete.
Freebies.
Yes. I told him this one 997.
997
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
So from what?
From 97
to 997. Today, okay, he's selling it for 2197. So if the business owner, the mindset cannot change, then if you don't innovate, change the way you do things, and you don't have a strategy behind your pricing, then be prepared that the situation will become bad lah. So if possible, don't go down that road lah.
Small business owners often face challenges in order for them to grow. It is not easy for an individual out there to get a proper advice, and even so they are advices, it might either be the wrong one or the one without proper hands-on experience on the field itself. Hi, I'm Humaira from Accounting Superhero. Me and my team handle sales and client success work for our clients both in Malaysia and in Singapore. Every week, I will book a one-to-one session with Mr. Faz, who is my boss, for me to get a bit of mentoring from him for me to perform better in my role. Join me as I go through various topics with him relevant to business owners like yourself who are keen to grow and go to the next level. But before that, I would like to just put a bit of a disclaimer in which whatever will be shared by Mr. Faz will be based on his real-life experience as a chartered accountant in the industry for more than 20 years. Just so you know, Mr. Faz is a no bullshit kind of person. You ready? Let's go.
Hi Mr. Faz.
Hi Humaira, how
How
are
are
you? Okay, good.
Yeah. Our colour a bit sync today.
Coordinated
Yeah,
Masya-Allah.
colour coordinated. Can.
Later mastic photo lah.
Yeah. Okay, right. So I come to you today, of course, with another thing that I just want to know more about.
Okay.
So businesses, right? We got products or services and we got pricing. But then the pricing part might be a bit hard for some business owners to determine, because if they charge too much, they might not be able to get a lot of clients. But if they undercharge also, it might be a bit of a pain on their end.
Yep.
To cover whatever they need to. Today, I just come to you to know about how business owners can charge their products or services with more confidence and clarity lah.
Okay. Good question. Alhamdulillah. Okay, let's talk about pricing as a whole first lah. Okay, pricing to me is a strategy by itself, but the objective must be very clear. So I think for every SME business owner, the objective of their pricing is to make sure, number one, they can sustain their business. Okay, so they must be able to make sure that whatever price that they put, they can generate enough sales, there's enough demand, such that whatever that they have made from that sales, it is good enough to sustain their whole operations. So that will be the main objective lah. Of course, once that continues and there's predictability and consistency, the next step is to actually grow lah, kan? Grow the business from there. So the key objective is sustainability. I think this is something that sometimes people overlook because they want to follow what the price is like outside, or they just want to undercut or something. Then the business doesn't become sustainable. They operate for 1 year, they make losses actually, right? Then they unfortunately drop off. So inshallah, I think that's the main thing.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go a bit deeper lah. Let's go a bit deeper. I think where I would start at is before I go into pricing, I would go into the costing.
Costing. Okay.
Yes, costing first. So I would say everything that you want to sell, whether is it a product or is it a service, you should actually break down this item into its individual cost. And there are three kind of costs that you need to worry about. Number one is the direct cost of getting the item, the cost of the item that you purchased, and everything that is needed for the item to reach to you or to the customer. This is the direct cost.
I see.
So kalau if you want to sell a phone, the phone cost that you buy from the manufacturer, the delivery charge, everything, this and imports and packaging and everything, or repackaging if it comes to you in bulk, then you have to repackage, right? All of this is your direct cost.
Okay.
Okay. Then you have to put the second thing, which is actually your overheads. Overheads means to do this work, you need some people to actually get it done. So these are salaries of your staff directly involved in this duty, not some other thing else. They must be, involved for sales, involved for the cost, the bringing of the item or repackaging, that kind of stuff. Plus, of course, things like utilities, if you have to store these items in your warehouse, delivery, everything lah. These are your overheads. And number three would be your statutory costs. Statutory cost is if bringing this product into your premises requires it to come from another country, right? So not only will there be import duties and all that, but there could be permits, licenses, which allow you to do the job. If it was a control item, lagi kan, there will be more requirements that you have to follow. So these are all costs that you don't really see, but it is attributed lah. So these are statutory costs. The staff that you hire to handle these initial works, their CPF, their EPF, their insurances, these are things which you also need to take into account lah. So direct costs, overheads, statutory costs, these are three things that you need to worry about lah. And then when you take all of these costs, make sure you calculate it. Try your best to reach a per unit item, per unit cost. Okay, so I know when you order an item, a product, right? It'll be a bulk order. There's a minimum quantity that you need to purchase, right? So based on that order, attribute all your costs to it, including your overheads and statutory costs, and come up with a per unit cost.
When you have to divide
Have to divide by number of units.
Okay.
Okay. This figure might change from time to time because salaries change, certain overheads will change and all that, which is fine. Okay. Importantly, when you know your total cost per unit, then you can actually plan ahead how much you want to sell it for. So if this costs maybe $300, how much you want to sell it to the market? Okay. So the difference is the profit margin, or it's also called the gross profit. What you sell it for is selling price. The extra from selling price minus your cost is the gross profit margin.
Gross profit. Okay. I see.
So for me, this is the first thing to worry about. And if you're trading in other currencies as well, meaning when you purchase, maybe you pay in another currency. So all this will play a part to determining your cost lah. Make sure calculations are correct lah. I can just share, there's our first episode behind closed doors. If you guys are watching, please have listen in to what Dr. Malik mentioned, that when he was discussing with a potential investor on how much he's selling his items for, what his actual profit is per plate, he actually thought it's a lot, but it's actually very, very small. And the reason is because he didn't do the costing at that point in time. So this is something which is very important. Yeah. So that's the first key step lah, Humaira.
Can. I have a side question to this.
Sure.
That's for products, right? Say if it's a servicing company, there might not be a direct cost, is it? Is that a possibility? Or
okay. Actually, there is.
ada. Okay.
Everything there is a direct cost. So if it's a service, you have to think of it from how long does the service usually last. So if it's for example, if it's a haircut, right? So if your haircut, basic haircut, so you have tiers lah. Your service, basic haircut, then maybe plus shave, plus wash, plus so that's all the add-ons. But for the basic haircut, how long will it normally take? So you also must have a benchmark. Maybe you'll take 40 minutes. Okay, full, nice, wonderful haircut. 40 minutes is the time factor. Then who is doing the haircut? So there's maybe 3 levels of people involved. Maybe there's a junior staff, there's a senior staff and there's a director level, for example. So their charge out rate will be different. Maybe this person charge out $50 per hour. This one $70 per hour. This one is $150 per hour, for example. So 40 minutes divided by 60 minutes times their charge out rate will be the cost of the haircut.
That's not overhead lah. That's more of a direct cost because
Direct
that
cost.
person is the one who's doing the service.
Correct.
Is it? Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Can.
Okay. Then of course you can add on a bit more for other things lah. The utilities and all that kind of thing based on the time involved, for example.
Okay.
Yeah.
Understand. Okay, so that's about costing before business owners can decide on the pricing. So also, of course, pricing, we got market price. In order to be competitive, those pricing need to be really not fall off too far from the market lah. So how do they determine if their pricing are competitive enough and suitable enough? Depends on the market they're in as a business owner.
Okay, very good question. When determining your pricing for your products and for your services, I think it's very important to first note who are your direct competitors. Your direct competitors must be those who are in the same industry as you, same operating structure as you as well. So if you have your setup is of a certain size, right? Your location is of a certain location. You find competitors with the same criteria as you, and then you find out how much they charge. So you should be charging around the same, right? As what they charge, and then maybe you can give them better value lah. We'll touch on that a bit more later on. This is to make sure that you don't charge too high or too below that norm lah, right? And then at the same time, look at the industry as well as a whole. So the whole industry, say in F&B, okay, your competitor pricing you recheck. You want to sell char kway teow, that another shop few 100 meters away also charge a certain amount. Maybe yours can be similar price, for example. But then again, you should also check in the whole of this area, for example, in the whole of Johor, or whole of Singapore, or whole of Bedok, for example, how much usually it costs. Okay, bearing in mind that your plate of char kway teow should be similar to what everybody else sells.
Okay.
Yeah. So look at your direct competitor, look at the wilayah lah, the area around you lah. Also, that's also very important. This is how you know that you are at the same level as them, right? Again, don't charge too high, don't charge too low.
Sorry, Mr. Faz. Does the demographic of the people living in the area affects also?
Yes, it will, because when you look at your direct competitor and you look at the area around you, you're looking at the catchment. The people who are going to buy from you are staying there.
And what they like and all.
Yes.
That affects.
Correct. So it's okay. Your char kway teow can be maybe 3 times more expensive than in another state of Malaysia. It's fine, because in that state that negeri is different. The pricing is different. Affordability is different. Maybe what you put on the plate is also different. So it's fine. Look at the closest area first lah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can.
Then again, at the same time, do not focus on the competitor charging 15, I charge 14, I charge 13. Okay, that is called undercutting. That's undercutting. That means I want to cut that person's business lah. I charge lower. Okay, this is not a healthy way of competition. Yeah. So to me, the best way is if the person is charging 15, I also charge 15, but I make sure mine is better.
More value and all lah.
Either more value or something extra to it. It tastes fantastic. So nothing is stopping you from going to your competitor and trying his char kway teow, right? You eat lah, try. It's okay. How can I make mine better than his? Then you do better, insyaAllah. That's the best. So don't always compete on price.
I see. Can. So that's about benchmarking to ensure the price is competitive lah.
Yep.
Okay, what about the aspect of determining the pricing? I know cost is a thing, but you also need to look at value, like how you mentioned earlier.
Yep.
About the value that product brings. So how do business owner ensure that the pricing are right, giving the value itself, other than just worrying about the cost all along lah?
Okay, this is very a very important thing to discuss because it goes into strategic pricing. Okay, so importantly, as you mentioned, always start on cost, then go on the pricing around you, right? Competitor pricing. Third one, you go on value. Third step. So on value, what you are trying to actually do is you are trying to come up with a price, having taken into account the cost and what's around you, the price, but you may want to adjust it to reflect the value that you bring. So what is value? Value is, for example, the time saved. Okay, for example, the time saved by buying from us, because our product is better. It is, you can actually use it faster, you know, or you get immediate benefit. So time is an element.
Oh, okay.
Okay, or whatever that you are selling is specialized. Okay, you don't sell 10 different variation, you only sell two here, and the two variation of the product is the best that is.
Meaning don't chase about wanting to offer a lot,
Yes.
but then make it
Focus
perfect with
on
value.
yes, specialized. So example of this is this: you have heard about, you go to a general practitioner, GP doctor, right? So that doctor can handle anything lah, whatever your problems are. But when you say actually, I have a problem with my this particular part, for example, and then the doctor can still help you generally, but because it's a certain part of the body which needs more attention, they'll ask you to go to see a specialist. So you see a specialist. That specialist, the pricing, definitely 4, 5, 6, 8, 10 times more than going to see a normal doctor, right? And that's because that specialist, they focus only on one or two things. So that's the area of specialization. They have a lot more experience. They know everything inside out, and they're able to help you faster and better. So in your business as well, think of your area of specialization, your niche, your expertise. So for those items that you actually control, your niche and your expertise, you can charge more, because people come to you for that reason. Yeah.
I
Okay.
see.
So another, this one okay?
Okay.
So specialist. Then number 3 would be, I would say, your pricing, the value that you bring in terms of price can be because of convenience. Convenience or a very premium experience. So maybe I come back to just now we talked about the barber haircut, right? So a basic haircut is a certain amount, but if you want a convenience option, I come to your house, I cut your hair.
Oh,
Okay, at the time that you choose, you go to my website, you click, I will come, I'll do a house call, I cut for you, and the experience is still perfect good. Will you pay more for that?
yeah.
Definitely. Right? So there's a convenience premium. Another one is experience premium. So the premium for experience is maybe same if it's a you do the haircut in your shop as well, but the premium experience is you pay this amount for basic haircut, this is what you get. You add on a certain amount, you get premium services. Meaning, for example, maybe one hair wash before a haircut. Okay, then a good haircut with a wash after that, plus styling, for example. Styling means
Full suite.
full suite everything. And then if the person can do a basic massage or whatever it is on the shoulders or what, head massage what, included as well. So just imagine from $39 to $69, $30 up, upgrade, right? But you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you ask yourself, come on, pamper yourself. When you come here, you relax, have a great experience, and come out smiling. You know? So that is what you're going to charge extra for.
Yeah.
So personally for me, right, when I go and have a haircut, this has been what I've been doing in Singapore and Malaysia for years lah. They may charge me, for example, in Malaysia, if I go for a haircut, maybe it's $20, RM20 lah. I have never paid RM20. I've always paid RM50 and above. But that's voluntarily lah. Okay. The reason is because when I come and I actually ask them to do this is what I want lah. I want a haircut, I want this, I want this. That's it. Certain things I don't want, certain things I want in a certain way, and they do it perfectly. So I'm happy to pay more, you know. So that's the reason why I think this kind of pricing definitely can work. And in Singapore as well. So the person I go for haircut, she's fantastic, right? And I also always I'll pay a different price. That's because I appreciate the premium experience that I get, the convenience as well. So this is something which I think, if you come out with the right pricing, you offer the value, you can get the amount that you want. Yep.
I see.
I think because customers, they don't just buy what you do for them, they will buy because it matters to them. So whatever that you offer, it is something which they are happy to receive, right? Then the value that they get, they will pay for it.
It's more than the bare minimum.
Yep.
Sometimes it even the person servicing is the huge factor of you going to that person.
Yep, true.
The way they service.
Yes, the service lah, what you get from the person, the way they do it, and you also happy, right? So why not? That is for servicing lah.
This podcast has been brought to you by Accounting Superhero, your trusted zero and SME compliance partner in Singapore and Malaysia. Switch up to Accounting Superhero today.
Can. Alright, so we touch on the value that needs to come along with determining the pricing of a certain product. Okay, because when going to stores, right, I often see shops that sell things with, say, 99, and then 99
cents or dollars?
It can be cents, it can be dollars. Like, it's always this odd pricing being displayed, and there are some with like we mentioned earlier, basic, premium, say, or VIP packages. So these are, I would say, from what I think I know, it's kind of a strategy of how people put pricing to their products and services. So can you help to share on this, if there are actually different ways of how pricing are being strategically input?
Can. Based on my understanding, right? Okay, why you bring up this example of the 99, right? It's because you remember, right?
Yes.
Right. It somehow or other is inside your mind, right?
Yeah.
So it's about psychology lah. So when we want to actually put a certain price, we cannot just put a price because we have checked the cost, we have checked our competitors, we have really thought about the value we bring, and then we come up with a certain amount, and then that's it. Before that, think about the psychology behind it lah. So things that affect how the person make a decision. So always think about tiering the pricing. So there is always this price, there's a higher, and you may always want to start with the highest one first, instead from the lowest one. So tell them, look, this always is at this price, but I have a offer for you at this price. So when they hear this price, they're like, alamak, can or not? Then you tell them, no, it's okay, I still have this for you. So there's a good chance that they will actually go for this, right? But if they see that the value, that the highest one is better, they will forget about the low ones. They will go for the highest one. All of this is human psychology. Okay? And then when you mention about the $99 thing, right? It's because 99 is more acceptable than 100.
Yeah, that's why. But thinking about it's just a one
step, right? $1
Yeah,
or $1 or something, right? So because it feels
it feels cheaper.
it feels cheaper,
Yeah.
right? There's a certain attraction to it, right? So it's like the 88 lah, the 188 lah, the 99. So this is I would say it's a charm, right? You feel enchanted by the amount, So these kind of things work lah. So think of it before you decide the actual price that you want to put lah. Right? So that number actually makes a lot of sense. And then last but not least, I would say when you do your tiering and when you do your actual 99 or 88 or whatever it is, right? What you want to show, right, at the first thing that people see must be the one that goes into the mind first. So if you go to a like value dollar shop or a shop which sells like RM2 or RM5 whatever it is, right? Everything inside on there, is it RM5, right? If it's a RM5 shop,
Most of it lah.
most of it RM5, right?
Yeah.
But there's still maybe
A bit
more
yang
or
a
less,
bit.
right? Yeah. So how come they do that? When outside they say it's RM5.
That's allowable tak actually?
Actually, there's nothing wrong.
There's nothing.
So
Strategy is
it's a
it?
strategy. So when they say here is 5 ringgit, you have the comfort of knowing that, okay lah, I bring my 20 kids with me lah. Everything also 5 ringgit, right? Correct not? Will you get so worried? No, right?
No,
It's only
no,
5
no.
ringgit,
Yeah.
right? So that's the whole idea. It make you feel good. That is okay. It's only 5 ringgit. But there will be items there which is cheaper. But there will be items there which is more expensive as well. So the whole idea is to make them anchored.
To make them come in.
No, it anchors inside their mind that this is 5 ringgit. So I can go in. It's safe. It's good. I will get a good value. Like that.
I see. That's actually part of strategy.
Yep.
I just thought about it also.
So people can open $2 shop, $5 shop, $1 shop, 99 cent shop.
$2.80.
No problem.
$2.80.
Yes.
18.
But inside maybe a bit different. Right? It's fine. No issue.
Can.
Yeah.
I see.
And I think maybe to touch on one more part is, since we already spoke about this, right? The number that you choose, right? Look at the culture as well, lah. Okay, of where you're going to sell. So if you sell it in Singapore or Malaysia, like 99, 88, all are good numbers. Like maybe at the back 44, not good numbers.
Yeah.
Okay, and maybe other numbers doesn't sound or look that pleasing. So at the back, these kind of numbers are nice. Or whole numbers, there's no dot. Whatever it is, like $3 lah. $5 lah. That means there's no dot, there's no zero. Because if you see 5.00, it looks like 500, right? But if it's just 5, it's one number, right? That's 5, right? So it's that kind of logic lah. And at the same time, don't go crazy to such an extent that you put like dot, then the cents is like some weird numbers lah, like
47.
92.47.
Wah, super hard.
Yeah, that becomes a lot more harder, especially when you have a menu. This is food, and then it's 92.47. This is 33.68. Then they start thinking, how come you
so
coming out got these
uncommon.
numbers now? Yeah, so psychology again lah. Yeah, right. The smaller the number, better. So if it's like, if you calculated lah, okay, I watched Faz The Accountant podcast, they say must calculate cost. Come on, everything 33.86, then plus how much profit, okay, 64.82. Then just sell 64 lah.
I see.
Like that. Yeah.
Okay. So that's on how some tips or tricks, I would say, on how business owners put pricing to their services or products. Also, pricing, right? It won't stay like that all the way because we got external factors like inflation or the market itself might be a bit more competitive. There might be a bit of adjustment needed at some point of time for the business owners to just change their pricing a bit. So what are the factors that they need to look out to just take this step of adjusting their pricing? Yeah, just need to know.
Yeah, this is also another good question. I think you are very ready with all the very straight to the point questions. Very good. Okay, so in terms of repricing,
Yes.
I think it's good that every business owner relooks at their pricing. Not say adjust, but look again at their pricing.
Look.
Every year. That means every year when they do their forecasting for next year figures, right? For example, relook at their pricing. Does it still work or not? That means if you have to look at your competitors again, the people, the place around you again, and look at your costs again, you have to do it, right? So check, make sure that the numbers are still viable. Okay, why? Because competitors can change prices. The whole area may actually change price because maybe the country maybe has recession or whatever it is, so prices will actually alter whether someone wants to buy from you or not. Sometimes the cost of importation also change. Recently there's some import taxes and everything, right? Suddenly, the world is a scary place right now. So all these can actually impact the items that you bring into the country. So cost will change as well. Last but not least, I think relook at the promotions that you have. So if your promotions are price sensitive, then you need to see whether does it still make sense to do these promotions next year. So my answer would be, do this once a year. Okay, relook at it. But when you want to change the pricing, my personal opinion is 2 years. 1 year, if you change, it's too sudden.
Yeah.
So 2 years, perhaps change. Unless really cannot. And there's really no choice. Yeah. Then also always remember, you might not sell 1 or 2 items. or one or two services, you might have maybe 10 things, right? So adjust the ones that really need to be adjusted lah. That one can be maybe every year, right? So if you have 10 items, maybe 5 change. Next year change again. So next year this one doesn't change. This next 5 years, 5 things is maybe change. So it could be a strategy like that lah. Don't change everything one shot lah. Yeah.
Change a bit here and there lah.
Okay, the problem is what no? If you never change your prices, right? You never relook at your prices and you never change anything at all. And then you keep doing it like that for like 5 years, 10 years. That means you don't know your cost, you know. You never realize that actually you are suffering.
Cost of course
Because
will
cost
change.
is always going up.
Betul.
Yeah, rental is going up. Utilities are going up. Everything is going up. So if you still sell $1 nasi lemak then and until now, and you don't have a strategy behind that, then something is wrong.
Yeah, correct.
You may be underpricing things lah. You may be suffering financially lah. Yeah. Again, if you don't have a bigger strategy behind it, then it's a problem lah. It could be a problem. Yeah.
I see. Can. Okay, so we've touched on the cost part at the earlier part of our conversation, and then we also talk about benchmarking to ensure that everything is in par of the market, what the market is offer. We also talk about the value and the strategy behind pricing itself. So as an accountant, right, do you have any specific advice that you would like to give business owner to really look into this thing carefully lah before deciding or even before repricing things on their end?
Yes. I think as an accountant, again, what I started this conversation with was to make sure the objective of this whole pricing is sustainability. So your business must remain sustainable at all times. That's your real objective. So with that in mind, right, knowing that pricing affects cash flow, profitability, and perception, outside perception of what you're selling, this is what I would say you have to do lah. Number one, make sure that you check your gross profit margin. Okay, you need to know every product or services that you're selling, what's the percentage. Because when you know the percentage, then you can plan for promotions. Okay, you don't promote everything just like that. You have to base on individual profitability. Okay, second one is to include all your tax and statutory costs. So this one, I think, is very important. Especially if you are running a business, your revenue is more than 1 million, you are GST registered entity, right? So when you want to sell something, your product, your service, sell it based on the price of your product before GST. So if you have calculated everything, this is 900, this is 900. GST will be on top of it. Don't say this is 1,300 including GST.
Oh,
as how you price, because GST is not yours. Okay, so that GST is separate. So make sure it's separated lah. Okay. Number 3 is if a client were to question your fees, make sure you know how to explain. Okay, most of the time when they question is because they don't understand the value behind what you're offering. So do not panic lah. Make sure you're ready first. So prepare this ahead. So if you are actually pricing in a certain way, make sure you know what are you bringing in terms of value. Then you can explain. When they hear you out, then they realize actually yes, you're helping me in terms of convenience, in terms of time, in terms of a premium service. Okay, I will consider it. Yeah. And then next thing is, do not let your pricing stagnate over time. Regularly look at it, at least once a year look at it. Maybe 1 year or 2 years, change your prices if it's required, because inflation will affect you. Right? Cost of all the items that you're selling will affect you. Your indirect cost will affect you as well. Right? And last but not least is to make sure you have a plan, have a strategy behind bundling things together. So you have 5 products, you can bundle 3 products together, give a better value, and get a better sale. Okay, get better sale means your volume of sales is better instead of just selling one product. So this is the last one, which is to make sure that you have a proper strategy behind selling, not just pricing but selling. Yeah. So that is what I would say lah. Just remember all of these things that I mentioned, The objective is to make sure that you don't just survive the competition that surround you, but you're able to sustain your business long term. Yeah.
Understand.
Can? Boleh?
Can. Yeah. So that's a bundle of advice which is practical, which is practical lah. Can. Right. So recapping back from what we have covered today. Yeah, we talk about the cost at the first part, and then about ensuring that the pricing are competitive in the market, and also we talk about the value that needs to come along with the cost of pricing products. We also talk about strategies that business owners can take. Yeah, we cover a lot lah today, and also your advice as an accountant on how business owners can price their products with confidence and clarity lah. As a closing segment, I would just like to know, have you ever faced anything real life, whether it's your personal experience or the experience that our own client shared, that you can share with us today based on the topics that we discussed?
Sure. Based on pricing lah, right? Okay.
Based on pricing.
I think I've got one or two that I can share with you. Not necessarily horror stories, but this is actual experience lah. Okay. So I have a very nice client which is close to us, and when they first started our business, this was an ancillary business. So he has his main business, okay, and then he has this ancillary business which is add-on to what he normally does lah.
Okay.
So his main business is a professional services. So this ancillary business is just a trade lah. It's just to add on to what he's doing. So this one, when he first started, he just sell it for $97. $97. For $97, and what value that he get is actually very good. So when he sat down with me in the MOT session and all that, when I go through with him, I tell him this thing is underpriced. So I asked him to break down what do you actually give for 97. Well, when I look at what he gives, like maybe 5 things, right? So I tell him, this one at this price is really too cheap. So based on this, you should price it a certain amount. So I told him try 297.
297 from 97.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. And at the same time, these 5 things that he's offering, I asked him to improve it, to a certain level lah. Like the finishing must be a certain way, your licensing must be a certain way. You change the way you send emails and everything. And if you can do all of this, from 297, charge to 597. Okay. And then if you can add on another few more things, because I told him, look, if we really do these 5 things, actually there's a few more things to be done lah. Right, few more things to be done, and I want him to give maybe 2 freebies. These 2 freebies are basically a manual and a book. This manual is for you to keep as a customer, you keep it so that if whenever you need it, your family members will use it lah, to refer. And the book is to teach you the important things that you need to know in the event that what services that he has done for you are being challenged. Okay, I don't want to go so deep. Okay, but in the event that whatever has been done is being challenged, the customer himself knows that whatever that has been done is correct. Yes. Okay, so I told him these are the freebies that you can give. And then the finishing touch is, instead of giving documents like that by email, right? I told him you still send by email, but at the same time you give them a finalized product. Give them in a nice box. Physical. With a file folder, and all the documents are there. Okay. Contact reference, who to contact in case of emergency. Everything is perfectly done. Okay. With a fridge magnet also. The whole thing. Complete.
Freebies.
Yes. I told him this one, 997.
997
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
So from how much?
From 97.
97 to 997. Today, okay, he's selling it for 2197. Okay, so he has already went to the 97 already, and then
It went through.
after a few rounds of coffee at our favorite kedai mamak, then we tweak it to become 2197. Now he only sells 2197.
I see.
Yeah.
And it sustained.
Yes, very much. And his business has grown, I think, more than 6 times.
Wow.
Yeah. So from only no employees to hiring his own spouse to hiring another 4% to handle work. Yeah. So
I see.
yeah, pricing is very, very important. And knowing what you're giving, your costing, then we can strategize. Yeah. For me, of course, the exciting part is strategizing it. How to do in such a way that we can get from 97 to 197. So now when he actually sees some clients, they tell him, hey, how come you want to charge 297? I thought last time you say 97, but say, yeah, that was last time.
Hold on, let me
Finish already. Now I'm
Let me
selling 217. Yes. So of course I will tell him, you tell them so last time policeman wear shorts, now policeman long pants. So yeah lah.
I see.
So that is a very good success story. Another one could be maybe even for our own company lah. I can share a little bit lah. Last time the mistake that I think many accounting firms do is that they do their pricing based on premium service. Okay, everything is premium, everything is ad hoc, everything is custom tailored to you. So the client brings the records or client shows you what they need. You go through everything without charging anything, and then you tell them, okay, this is what I'm going to charge you. Then they freak out because they think it's too expensive, and then you lose the client lah. That was actually the norm. Okay, so that was how we operated 10 years ago. Okay, so since 2015 we have changed a lot lah. So that's been like 10 years already. Yeah? So we have actually come up with a totally different pricing strategy. We've actually changed the way we do, not just the way we do things, but the pricing is actually more friendly because we are able to offer generic products. Okay, so what we offer you at a certain amount is this. If you are able to actually connect to this product, then this is what you need to pay, and we are happy, you're happy, everybody's happy. Everything is done.
Everything is clear.
Yes. Then we have several layers as well, right? So if your transactions are more, whatever it is, this is the amount, and everything is 100% clear. So you go to our website, www.accountingstudio.com. In Singapore and in Malaysia, you can see pricing is everything there. So people go to the website, check it out, and they come to us. Settled, done. Okay? But we all know for a fact that you can sign up for X service, whatever service, right? But when you come and talk to us, you say, actually, right, this is what I need, but I got a bit extra here and there. So tackling the extra is how you actually put in the adjustment of the pricing. So as long as you have a strategy behind that, then you should be fine. Right? The whole idea is keep it sustainable. Don't go and try to overcharge the client also. Know your competitors' pricing as well. So you keep it real. Yeah. And then for us, of course, we have situations where, not for us as well, I think all accounting firms out there have the same situation where you need to deal with last minute jobs. Right? So suddenly deadline already, then a new client comes in and they will know, I want this yesterday, you know. The deadline is tomorrow, right? So this is where you need to have a premium pricing
Ad
for
hoc.
urgent cases. Yes. So you have to have your tariff lah. So if you charge a certain amount normally, then you'll be prepared to charge them double or triple the amount because of the deadlines. Most of the time, if you have this already in place, then it's a good starting point. Because then they will know that, okay, these guys actually, they know what they're doing. I'm the one at fault because now I'm inconveniencing you. If you are willing to do the job, I pay. Like that. Right? So you're still happy, I'm also still happy as a customer, and done.
Yeah. Win-win
Win-win.
at the
So,
end. I see.
yeah.
Can. Yeah. So these are the stories.
These are two success stories.
These are two happy stories that we can sleep well at night.
You really want a horror story? I give you one.
Okay, got one. Okay.
Good. Okay, inshallah. So, horror story about pricing is this. Okay. When you come to a situation where you run a business and you don't know your cost, you don't know what value you bring, but you have a lot of knowledge. You know your stuff inside out. What's going to happen is that you're going to make a lot of noise trying to get people to come to you. Okay? But the problem is, getting them to sign up with you is difficult.
Correct.
Because your pricing doesn't reflect that. So, we have had people come to us, especially the MOTD, when they come and they show us their pricing and everything. And when I look for the value behind it, actually the value is not enough. So, see, it's a human psychology thing. So when you, example, you bring one plate of nasi lemak, for example. Okay, you want to charge a certain price for it. $17. Isn't it expensive? For $17 for one plate nasi lemak is very expensive.
Oh,
Because you can get it for $5. Okay.
normal
they
nasi
say-
lemak.
Normal nasi lemak.
Okay.
So but then they say, because I use premium santan, I use that, you can't see on the product. Correct or not? You can't see. So what you need to do is to make sure that the value that you bring is easily seen. Okay. So that's a situation where we have like certain clients come to us. The value that the customer perceive is below what they are trying to actually offer lah. Kan? So in this situation, the business owner must acknowledge that they need to change the way they do things. So the price must reflect the value that they bring to the table. At the same time, the cost behind it must be proper lah. So for example, if everybody else is using normal coconut milk,
Then
you don't come and use coconut milk from
Heaven.
from heaven, and you try to sell $17 lah. Correct not? You must also use something comparable lah. If not, then how are you gonna sell at $17? It doesn't make sense, right? Then you put your fish down there. They say our fish come from Antarctica. You understand, right? It's also going to be difficult, right?
I see.
So it must be a fair comparison. And then your pricing can be better. And then your costing can be better managed. So sometimes when the person who we see, the business owner, they are very adamant that they want to keep it like that. Because this is how I used to do, or this is how my parents do it. Or if it is, then it will become a problem. Lah. Because time change, people change, tastes change, perceptions also change. So you need to follow what the industry is also working with at that point in time. So if the business owner, the mindset cannot change, then if you don't innovate, change the way you do things, and you don't have a strategy behind your pricing, then be prepared that the situation will become bad lah. So if possible, don't go down that road lah. Yeah. Have a good clear plan on your pricing. Make sure there's a strategy behind it. Make sure that people can take up your services and your products without much hesitation.
Can.
Yeah. Not so much horror, but it's maybe more advice lah.
More advisory lah. Can. Right. So those are the stories that you shared that relates to our topic today. So yeah. Kejap eh.
Macam down. So yeah.
I'm thinking of closing it off. Yeah, so those are the stories lah, Mr. Faz, that it really touches on what we discussed today lah, the topic itself. So yeah, thank you, Mr. Faz, for
Most
sharing
welcome.
today. And I will just come with any topic for our next session lah.
Ken, you're always welcome.
Can. Thank you.
Welcome.
So, do you enjoy today's episode? If you do, please feel free to check out our bonus freebies containing the checklist of today's episode. This is to ensure that you are able to have a reference to charge your clients more confidently to ensure your business sustainability. In the next episode, we'll uncover another hot topic. Your staff keep on making mistakes. Should you blame the system, the training, or their attitude? Check this out in our next episode.